majority says it was said by Junaid al-Baghdadi, and because it's very short, but the meaning is very vast, so to speak. So it gave rise to multiple commentaries by multiple Gnostics, Arifin. It's natural. This is what he's speaking about. It's not a matter of understanding language alone, but the concepts that you have to be familiar with that to be able to figure out what he's trying to say. So the basic meaning, saying that make wudu with the water of the unseen. If you are someone who is in possession of a secret, إذا كنت ذا سر. In case you are not, the next thing, إلا تيمم, what they call make dry ablution. If you cannot make, wet ablution with the water, make dry ablution with the soil or with the rocks. So once you are done with, that's the preparation part for prayer, wudu. Once you make your wudu or you make your tayammum, then وقدم إماما, take as your leader in prayer, that which you used to lead in prayer. Now make that your one to lead you in prayer now. So those are all allusions to. And then once you've done that, then pray the prayer of Fajr in the time of Asr. And then he said, this is the prayer of those who know their Lord. I use the word Salatul Arab, kind of playing on the word Salah as Salatu Silatu. Salah is a connection. So the word Sila, Salah. So yes, this is the connection of the Arifin with their Lord, so to speak. If you are one of them, one of the Arifin, then sprinkle the land with the sea. Fandah, nadah. To sprinkle. Sprinkle the land with the sea. So this is the text. He's narrating a story about his grandfather, his father's father, and a visitor who used to not have water, but he will always tell him, I'm going to use the restroom, and he will not carry water. And so one day he said, he said, my guest, I see you every day going out, to the restroom, but I don't see you using water. He said, tomorrow when I go, you come with me. So when they went, usually people go outside in those days. Yes. There's no washrooms in their homes and the houses. Yes. And that's what is the story of his grandfather with a stranger who was visiting him. And then he saw him. He has a nice fresh water in a container. So anyway, so Ma'ul Ghaib, this water of the unseen. What water is that? Yeah. The water on which the ocean I mean the water in its natural state, in its fitra. Because the water we have here, it came from, it lost its natural state. Yeah, that's the difference. The water we have now is not in its original pure state. Because that water, if that water is here, then it makes things come to life automatically. So the water has the same thing. Fire also. It's not in its pure state as we have it here. It's a fire that has been diluted. Same thing for water. To make it for this worldly use. So the fire we have here, it is 1/70% of the original fire in terms of strength and intensity. So جزء من 70 جزءا من النار وضربت بالبحر مرتين. On top of that, it is dipped in the ocean twice to make it usable here. So it's not in their natural state. The water we have, same thing fire also. No. So that's what he's talking about. You make wudu with that water. If you cannot, then this is the next. If you don't have water, then you do dry ablution. That is what you do with soil. So also, it's not talking about the soil here. Also, it's all unseen or the rocks, the unseen. Yeah. So once you are done that, then you put as your imam, as your leader in prayer, the one you used to lead in prayer, meaning that before you use your nafs, leading your ruh. So that you have to switch that. Let the ruh be the imam, and the nafs follows. وقدم إماما كنت أنت إماما. Once you have done that switch. So this part is more about fitra. So this part is about once the fitra is secured. The fitra, human beings fitra, you are made of water and soil. That's what he's saying that. You go back, basically. Go back to the real fitra. Go back to the water you were made of at first. Go back to the soil you were made of at first. Then you are in your fitra. The next thing is the ruh. Because only then the ruh is put into you once you are in your fitra. So then the ruh will lead now, and the nafs will follow. Or the body will follow the zat and the ruh, either way. Once all that conditions are now, then you can pray. So pray Fajr in the time of Asr. Any volunteers? Any? Yes?
So in the Asr time, the sun is setting. So darkness is setting. And it's kind of maybe like an allusion to be that light in the darkness, because Fajr is time of sunrise. To be like carry a torch.
Perhaps it's because Asr is a time man is resurrected from dead to living, both yani, physically but also spiritually. That's the time of Ihya.
Okay.
So, Imam, you've talked about that the two rakas of Fajr, they relate to the two lights, Nurun ala Nur, and the time of Asr is the very end of the cycle of night and day that we experience. Of course, it begins with Maghrib and then it ends at Asr time. And so that's also the salah you've mentioned, that is the Salatul Wusta, that's it's the middle prayer, but that's also the prayer that kind of breaks if a person gets to that last point. Then they're able to kind of break out of the zone of this physical universe. And so, in this case, Fajr at that time is interesting because it's while Fajr brings with it the two lights, if a person is able to break out of the kind of bounds of the universe, then the potential of the light becomes infinite. It's not just limited to like a certain number anymore. It's kind of endless because it's light from Allah.
That's good. All that are correct. They are all pointing to the same thing. So, Fajr ends the night and begins the day. Asr ends the day and begins the night. So here he's talking about some kind of an alignment. That's what we call the middle prayer. That's why maybe it's not particularly just one prayer, but those two prayers are the prayers that are in the middle. So a middle between day and night, and middle between night and day. So those two prayers, they line up completely. وأقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر. So it talks about establish prayer when the sun is about before sun. That's after time until the night comes in. إلى غسق الليل. And then Quran al-Fajr, the prayer of Fajr. So the ayat actually that's what it's talking about. Sort of join Asr with this hadith about if you pray the beginning of the day, Allah takes care of you for the whole day. If you pray the beginning of the night, Allah takes care for you for the whole night. So, so the sun at these two times is in the middle, wusta. At Asr, it gets to that point, and most of the night at Dhuhr, it gets to at Asr, Fajr, it gets to the same point as it comes out into the day. So there's also Rabbi Adkhilni Mudkhala Sidqin, that's Asr, wa Akhrijni Mukhraja Sidqin, that's Fajr. وَجَعَلْ لِي مِن لَدُنْكَ سُلْطَانًا نَصِيرًا. So that's the alignment he's talking about. So هذه صلاة العارفين. This is the prayer of the Arifin, those who are Gnostic, or their connection with their Lord, because Salatu Silatu, prayer is a connection. فإن كنت منهم فانضح البر بالبحر. If you are one of them, then sort of mingle the land with the sea. Exactly. And Kipriya. So the whole thing is, we said that there's a sense of binary or duality. Ghaib and Shahada. So this is Shahada, and that is Ghaib. So water is Ma'ul Ghaib. So the Sa'id and the Sakhar is the Shahada, represent the Shahada. So the unseen and the seen. So there is that. And then Asr and Fajr, sort of the above and below. Yes. The sun goes down and it goes up. And then the wet and the dry. So he kind of also explained the ayah in Surah 2, which we discussed yesterday in Fajr time. And Mufatul Ghaibi la ya'lamuha illa hu. So
This also reminds me of your talk about being an inheritor of both the Akhirah and
yes, and dunya,
Ghaib
and the Shahada, dunya and Akhirah. Yes, to inherit both of them. ويعلم ما في البر والبحر ما تصبح إلا يعلم ولا حبا في ظلمات الأرض ولا رطب ولا يابس إلا في كتاب مبين. So رطب and يابس can apply here. البر والبحر can apply here. And ورقة and حبة في ظلمات الأرض. If you just take the warqa at the surface level, which is talking about the two types of particles, the particles of day and night. The particles of day, which are the khunnas and the kunnas, the white ones and the black ones. So habbatin is black ones. Waraqatin is the white. The warqa is silver in Arabic also. So anyway, yeah. So these are all. So it's very packed. And all this meaning condensed. Oh, it's all Quran. Yeah. People, of course, it looks a riddle and an enigma, but it's not. It's very clear.